Welcome to The Explainer. It's easy to get lost in just your own weekly horoscope. But what if there's a bigger story the cosmos is trying to tell all of us? Well, that's what we're doing today. We're looking at the last week of January to find the major cosmic currents that you really need to know about. So, we've been diving deep into a popular horoscope by astrologer Fawad Waseem. But instead of just giving you a laundry list for each sign, we're connecting the dots. We're searching for those big universal themes, the stuff happening in money, relationships, and health that's going to affect all of us, no matter when your birthday is. Okay, so what is the one giant event shaping this whole week? It all boils down to a planetary retrograde that kicks off on January 26th. Now, think of a retrograde like trying to swim against a current. You feel like you're being pulled backward, right? Astrologically, that can really mess with things like communication, and that's exactly why the forecast is screaming, be extra careful with your words and any written agreements this week. So here's how we're going to break down this week's cosmic weather. First, we'll get the overall vibe. Then, we'll see how that plays out with our money and our jobs. After that, we'll dive into our personal lives, check on our health, and then wrap it all up with some really practical ways to navigate everything. So, what's the big picture takeaway for the week? Honestly, it's all about rolling up your sleeves and putting in the work. The planets are basically set up to reward real, genuine effort. But, and this is a big but, with that retrograde humming in the background, you have to be super precise with your words. It's one of those weeks where what you do has to perfectly match what you say. All right, let's get to the part everyone's curious about, money and career. And this is where the week's energy gets really fascinating, because it's truly a tale of two extremes. We're talking big opportunities for some and some pretty serious warnings for others. You can see it right here. It's a real mixed bag. On one side, we've got some potential winners, Aries, Gemini, Leo, and others seeing some good signs in the stock market and property. But look at the other side. Taurus is warned about scams. Aries needs to double-check contracts. You see the pattern? It all ties back to that tricky retrograde energy, where things are not always as they appear. And this quote, wow, it was aimed directly at Taurus, but honestly, it's the key message for every single one of us this week. The astrologer is basically saying the universe has zero patience for get-rich-quick schemes right now. Any success that's coming your way will be from steady, honest effort. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. So it's not just our bank accounts that need careful handling this week. It's our words. That same cosmic energy is putting a spotlight on our relationships. And the key to getting through it without any drama is all about how they communicate. The big theme you see running through all of this? Patience. Just patience. Whether it's Aries needing to be extra gentle with a sibling, or Cancer and Leo hitting a rocky patch in their marriage, the advice is the same. Think before you speak. Your words carry so much more weight this week, and just taking a breath can prevent a whole lot of unnecessary conflict. Okay, so we've covered our wallets and our hearts, but what about our actual physical well-being? The forecast gets surprisingly detailed here, pointing out some key areas we all need to keep an eye on. I mean, look at how specific this gets. This isn't just some vague take care of yourself advice. We're talking dental issues for Gemini, throat infections for Sagittarius, and even a simple but crucial warning for Pisces to be careful in the kitchen. The big message here is to be proactive. If something feels a little off, this is definitely the week to listen to your body and maybe get it checked out. So, with all this stuff going on, how are we supposed to handle it all? Well, the forecast doesn't just leave us with a list of warnings, which is great. It actually provides a practical, spiritual toolkit to help us balance out these energies, no matter what your sign is. And what's really powerful about this is how simple and accessible it is. It all comes down to these 4 core actions: prayer, feeding the birds, giving a little charity, and reciting specific divine names. These are things anyone can do to just ground yourself and help you move through the week with a much more positive and protected mindset. So let's just boil this whole week down to 4 key rules. Rule 1, be crystal clear and super careful with your words. Rule 2, there are no shortcuts to success this week, so don't even look for them. Rule 3, your body is talking to you, listen to it. And Rule 4, in all your relationships, just lead with patience. If you can do that, you're going to be in great shape. And that really brings us to the most important message of the entire forecast. And it was actually hidden in the advice for Leo. It's this: you are your own friend and your own enemy. It is such a powerful reminder that, yeah, the stars might offer us a map, but we are always the ones holding the steering wheel. The choices you make and the attitude you bring are what will truly shape your week.